most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
Welcome back, fight fans, to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. As you notice, we've got the music, I feel like representing Paris pretty well, because we're here to break down UFC Paris, folks. And I'm excited to break it down with my guy, Nano. Nano, first things first, how are you doing, my guy?
What is up, oh my brother? Great to see you, MMAnomaly. Great to see all y'all in the chat as well, or should I say bonjour, my brother? It is all good vibes over here in Arizona. Monsoon season, staying cool, but brother, I'm ready to take a trip to Paris. Let's go. Love the music, man. It's good vibes.
You and me both, man. It's a nice vibe, right? Nice little change of pace for the UFC Paris card, and I got to be honest, man. I'm excited about this one. Being headlined by Nassourdine Imavov coming in against Kaue Borralho. I mean, that's the main event. The co-main event, we got Benny St. Denis, BSG, coming in against Mauricio Ruffi. This is going to be a banger of a card, my guy. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Let's waste no time. Starting off in the women's strawweight division, we have a bout between Shauna Mama Bannon coming in against Sam Hughes. This fight is going to be interesting, and there's a shot on the line on it in our fantasy league. Nano, who do you see taking this one home, and how do you see it playing out?
This is going to be a fun one. Kicking us off here, we got Shauna Bannon representing Ireland's finest here. Someone that is a good striker, had a lot of hype, but unfortunately did have a little road bump there along the way. She is 7-1, still 31 years young, has the youth going for her, and maybe a little bit of a striking advantage for Miss Bannon, but Bannon's going to need the cannon on this one to get it done, because I do think Sam Hughes is a tough opponent. She is the Ben favorite here, representing the United States of America. I had to put a little extra emphasis on that. Make no mistakes, she's repping USA, and that's out there in Washington. So Sam, aka the Sam Page, is going to do one thing here. She's going to want to take her down. She's going to want to wrestle. She's going to want to do a little grounding, a little pounding. And I think she's going to find a grindy, windy way to get a decision win here come Saturday night. But I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a fun one to kickstart this fight night here. How are you feeling about it, my brother? Are you taking Vegas as well here? Sam Hughes is minus 340. Do you think she's going to go ahead and win I don't want to say dominantly, but that is definitely a heavy favorite. How you seeing this one play out, my brother?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, great breakdown as always, Nano. I see it playing out exactly as you said. I think it's going to be fairly close on the feet, but I think Sam Hughes is just going to present a little bit too much of a grappling problem for her. And as she comes in with that grappling, it's going to be too much, man. It's going to be too much, right? So if Sam is able to establish control at all on the top, it's going to be a very long night for Shauna Bannon. But if Shauna Bannon, at the same vein, is able to kind of keep the range, keep the distance, and utilize even just the 1-inch reach advantage that she does present, could be a fairly closely contested bout. However, I see Shauna Bannon going out there and getting her second professional loss out here on Saturday morning. And that's right, folks. I did say Saturday morning. These fights start at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you are up bright and early, folks. Get your coffee with your fights. Maybe save the whiskey or beer for later. And with that, we move forward into possibly one of the most slept on fights of the entire night, my guy. We're talking about a welterweight banger between Andreas Gustafsson and Rinat Fakhretdinov. My freaking goodness, dude. This fight has banger written all over it. And from an odds perspective, I gotta be honest with you, man. I don't know that I agree with the line. Oh, the line shifted. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Now it's almost dead even. I hate how smart some MMA fans are because they've obviously fucked us. Gustafsson opened as a fairly heavy favorite here with Rinat coming in as a dog. I should have bet on Rinat at that point in time. So, joke's on me, I guess. What up, Halftime 93? I'm sure you're happy to see football back tonight. Welcome back to the chat. He says, Gustafsson moneyline, Tavares fight over 2.5, Keita moneyline, McKee moneyline, Jones moneyline, Roofy TKO/KO, and main event over 2.5. Wow. Those are solid bets. I'm not mad at it, dude.
Very decisive.
Are you doing like a unit on each of those, a half unit? Are you parlaying any of these things together? Either way, I like where your head's at halftime. He also says, what's good, fellas? Hope you're having a great day/night. Dude, we are. We're definitely having a great time right now.
Yeah, we are doing great. And even better now. So let's go.
Absolutely. So I'll take the lead on this one. Look, Andreas Gustafsson, fantastic fighter. He's fun. He looks the part. He fits the part, right? But he's still very new to the UFC, right? Not all like, so for me, I genuinely feel like Rinat's just going to be too much for him, bro. He's going to be too experienced. He's going to be too just in the pocket. And the grappling is also going to be too much. I just said this about Sam Page, but I truly feel it even more so in this one. Like if Andreas isn't able to do his Viking shit and just like throw hands, it's going to be a long night for him, bro. I hope he packs a lunch. I don't know, man. Am I crazy? Like there's a reason that it's almost a pick 'em now, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You are not crazy. You're speaking some truth here. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but I see it the same way. I was not tracking the odds and how they're shifting going into this. I just know a little bit more of Rinat Fakhretdinov, the gladiator, just more familiar with his game. But if I'm being honest, when you turn on the tape here with Andreas Gustafsson, you really do see why he gets the name Bane. I mean, the guy just is absolutely machine-like when it comes to his ability to just walk his opponents down, has a lot of confidence in his skills, has the chin, has the power to back it up. Really, really tough stylistic guy to match up with. And hey, I mean, Vegas obviously sees it as a virtual pick 'em here. They are having a really hard time. So maybe I need to second guess myself here a little bit because I was pretty definitive that Rinat Fakhretdinov is a dog. He has all the tools. He can grapple as well, which I'm assuming is maybe where the differentiator is. However, Andreas, aka Bane, does have that KO capability. He's got a 12-2 record. He's a little bit older than his opponent. But I guess you just never know. That's why you love this game. I'll probably try to just enjoy it as a viewing fan here that early in the morning, like you mentioned, maybe getting my mimosa or michelada or Bloody Mary, maybe something to kind of go with my morning breakfast there, or a cup of Joe, maybe splash of whiskey in there. I don't know. Whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do it responsibly and make sure y'all do the same out there if you're listening. But this is a fun one. I'm still leaning Rinat Fakhretdinov, but will I be surprised if Gustafsson goes out there and takes care of business? Halftime's taking him. I really need to maybe second guess where I'm leaning here, brother. But I don't think you're wrong in looking at it the way you are. I'm pretty similar with you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, I like Rinat in this one. Look, halftime, I agree with you. Gustafsson looked really good at 317. He's got a mad good chin. There's no denying that. I'm never gonna argue that after what we've seen. But at the same time, that's even more reason to meet me halfway. Halftime. Pun intended here. And just take the over 2.5 on this one at minus 195, right? I feel like makes a lot of sense. It's the most likely outcome for this fight. But fuck, I could be eating my words, man. We could see Rinat go out there and get finished. So who knows? Who knows? Alex Pip, what's up, brother? Mike Tyson versus Mayweather. Oh, man. Ay. Tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough pick. But great to see you, Alex
Hey,
Super. What's up, brother? I'll return that right back at you. Good to see you.
Well, you heard that fight's actually happening, right?
No.
Mike Tyson is fighting Mayweather. It was announced like 6 hours ago.
Oh, jeez. Wow, breaking news to me. Alex Pip,
Yeah.
I see you. I don't know who I have in that. I don't want to pick it. I refuse.
Ceviche with micheladas or turkey. Let's fucking go.
You know the vibes.
Let's go. Love it. Fucking love it, bruv. Looks like the football players are actually lining back up on the field, so this game could be getting continued again. I don't know if anybody else is watching the NFL right now, but some weird weather delays after an already pretty weird game. What have we had? 8 penalties and 1 player ejected in the first
yep,
like 40-ish minutes.
First 40-ish seconds. I mean, it was the first play. We got a guy
spit in the face and fight.
Spit in the face. That's how you gotta love. That's why you love the NFL, man. It's the best reality TV show out there. Second best sport behind, you know what, mixed martial arts, baby. Let's go.
I love that. Speaking of things I love, middleweight bouts between people like Brad Tavares and Robert Bryczek. My goodness. Can we talk about evenly matched people here? Like 21-11, 17-6, 37 years of age, 35 years of age, 6'1", 6 foot even, 74 inches of reach, 75 inches of reach. Like, if Mike Goldberg was talking about this, he'd say everything is virtually identical. And he's not wrong. What up, Rob Rex? It's the boys. What's going on, my guys? I don't know why I'm excited for this weekend. My 3-leg parlay is Gustafsson, Tybura, and Borralho. I also got a ticket with Pitbull by decision separate from my parlay. I'll be honest, I really like the Pitbull by decision pick. I might tell you on that one. Tybura, I really like. Borralho, I like, but I feel like I could be picking with my heart on that one. And Gustafsson, I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. But man, I wish you luck. What odds did you get, if you don't mind me asking, on that 3-leg parlay, Rob Rex? And we hope you're having a great night, man.
Absolutely, damn straight. Great to see you. Excited for the weekend as well. I'm sure we'll have some parlays by the end of this. But to Almy's point, I like where your head's at. You know, we're going to dive into these here pretty soon. But Gustafsson, since we just talked about him, I mean, again, I could certainly see why you like him. Bane is a dog. And everyone else you have on that list is a dog as well.
Of course. Dude, yeah, love the Bane. So going back to this middleweight bout between Brad Tavares and Robert Bryczek, how do you see this one playing out? Do you think the seasoned UFC veteran takes it home in Brad Tavares, or do you think the fairly UFC newcomer with just 1 fight and 1 loss to his name in the UFC is going to come out here and try and make a name for himself on Saturday morning?
He's going to try to make a name. He being the opponent here, the outsider coming into the UFC, right? I'm a homer, man. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. I'm going with Brad Tavares here. As much as I like Robert Bryczek's style and his ability to go out there and land one, you know, at plus 185 odds. Hey, you never know. But I like Brad Tavares. Like you mentioned there at the top of your breakdown, is virtually identical when it comes to where they're at in their career. Brad has a little bit more experience, but a lot of that and most of it is in the UFC octagon, so the stage won't be too big for him. And he's been in there with some big names, big talent at the height of their careers. I don't know if Robert has anything that our boy Brad Tavares has not seen yet. And I do mean that with all due respect, with the utmost respect. But we're talking about a guy that has a lot of fights, double-digit fights here in the UFC octagon. Again, that experience pays dividends. And because both guys are in the twilight of the career, right, on the back 9 of their 30s, not a lot of advantages other than just liking my boy Brad Tavares and his style and what we've seen from him lately. I mean, man, he's looking to be still have a lot of gas left in the tank, even though, you know, he is 2 for 5 or 2 for 3 out of his last 5. But again, when you're going up against a RoboCop and some of the top elite of the elite still, you can't expect Brad to get those, take care of those opponents. But I do like the odds here, minus 225. I like it. Give me Mr. Tavares. Let's go.
And I'll make those odds even juicier for you, man, because we're on the same wavelength here. I think Brad Tavares should be able to go out here and just stay a little bit ahead of his opponent, right? And again, like if we look at kind of what's happened recently to his opponent, Robert Bryczek, his only UFC showing thus far was against Ihor Polcharia, and Ihor was able to go out there and get a decision win over him, right? So, and we've seen Ihor not do so well pre and post that fight. So, I actually am going to take the juicier odds here. Maybe I'm falling for the trap. You guys in the chat, let me know if you think I am falling for the trap here. Brad Tavares to win by decision is currently sitting at minus 115. You put 1 unit on that, you get 1.86 back. I'll be honest, like I don't think he goes out there and gets a finish. When's the last time he's done that? So I think he goes out there and grinds his way to a decision over this man, and we're almost a unit richer because of it.
I agree. I like it. I co-sign.
Let's fucking go, dude. We're locking that one in. Another bet that I am actually going to lock in, and I don't think we've actually talked about this, but hey, we'll do a quick sidebar. Getting ahead of ourselves by about a week or so. Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. There's some juicy lines right now.
Oh, yeah. We're going to treat that as a full. We're going to get every bit of that. We're going to wring out that towel.
So the last time I made a huge cash out, like we've technically been playing with house money for the last, 3-4 years or however long it's been since, was Terrence Crawford against Errol Spence Jr. I bet him to get 2 knockdowns and finish the fight. And the odds on that were stupid.
That was one of the first big ones. It was like, okay, as MMA guys, look at us hitting big in boxing. Who'd have thought?
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta always bet. I told myself after putting 10 units on him and maximizing the profits on that I would put another 10 units on him when he fights again, no matter who it was. I'm putting 10 units on him to get a knockdown over Canelo Alvarez. Plus 475 odds right now.
Jeez.
So you put 10 units on that guy, you get 57.5 units back. So again, like if your units are, let's say you're playing with $25 units, right? That'd mean you'd put $250 on him, you'd get 1,437 back. So we are putting 10 units on this guy. I feel like we're going to cash on this again, bro.
I mean, it's knockdown. I mean, that's just dropping a knee, really.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I looked at the other odds, for him to actually get a finish, and oh my god, bro, juice, just juiced odds.
I mean, I think Canelo. It's any bet against Canelo is probably going to be juice to the gills for sure.
Yeah,
but Crawford's someone to put a little something on. I like it.
And what's crazy is we could even double down if we wanted to. And do another 5 units on either fighter to be knocked down at plus 125, which is just stupid odds.
Yeah, that feels like a gimme.
Yeah, it feels like free money almost. So, I mean, yeah. Winning method. So if you bet on him to win by finish, it's plus 850 if you bet on Terrence Crawford. I think that's actually the odds that we got on the Errol Spence one that we bet.
Yeah, probably something similar.
I think those were the exact odds, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 850 because it was to the 2 knockdowns and a finish, and he had never been knocked down before. And I was like, dude, but he just got into a car accident.
Right. Okay, you never
know.
His
face remodeled. There's no way he's not going to go out there and get beat the hell up. So, oh man, I'm excited about that fight. We're locking that in at least the 10 units on the knockdown. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Now, this next fight is an interesting one in the welterweight division between Sam Patterson and Trey Waters. We have another kind of close one as far as all the stats go, right? 78 inches of reach versus 77, 6'4" versus 6'2". What's crazy is the shorter guy has the better reach. Wild. And 29 years of age versus 30 years of age. So again, 2 guys that are very, very closely contested as far as what they bring to the octagon statistically on paper. Now, where things start to get a little bit differently or kind of differentiated is who they've been in there against and what they've been able to do against those people, right? Like, looking at Trey the Truth Waters, he's on a 3-fight win streak right now, coming over Jalen Fuller, Josh Quinlan, and Billy Goff. And, I mean, he's looked really good doing it, right? And then you've got Sam the Future Patterson standing across from him. Oh, by the way, also on a fucking 3-fight win streak with wins over Danny Barlow, Kiefer Crosby, and Johan Linnaeus. And Kiefer Crosby looked pretty damn good in his last fight, right? Or no, he's the one that just got kneed in the head. Just kidding. He didn't look good in his last fight. Not at all. So yeah, that didn't age very well, but the win over Danny Barlow has definitely aged well. So this is a really, really close one, bro. Like, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Do you have a dog in this race? Do you see this one going a specific way?
I see the style of this fight being interesting. I see it being a fun fight stylistically. Both these guys are going to go out there and try and knock each other out. They're really, really talented strikers. You're going to see a lot of great movement. We're going to see what I like to consider a chess match. In, out. Both guys are confident. So, I want to say maybe some hands will be down, but it's all just like to earn those extra style points. I feel like Trey Waters definitely fights with that kind of style, almost a look-see do in some ways. But both guys, like you said, virtually identical, and no one really has a clear-cut advantage. But I like Sam Patterson's toughness. I like his ability to mix them up. He has a little bit better grappling, in my opinion. Along the way on that 3-fight win streak, yet recently TKO over Danny Barlow, which is really, really big in my opinion. A arm triangle choke as well along the way, and an RNC choke. So I do think the submission game is going to be a little bit of a tricky one for Trey Waters to go out there and figure out. He's been stopped. The one time was a Von Flue choke by Mr. Gabriel Bonfim. Talented, but similar body type to a Sam Patterson. So I do think you're going to turn on that game tape and try to mimic something that you might have seen there. But yeah, edge. I'm taking the edge with Sam here just by simply the grappling. Though I do expect it to be a really fun one, y'all. Don't turn away from this. We'll be good for as long as it lasts.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I agree with everything you said. I think Sam Patterson is going to be just a little bit too much for him. I think the win over Danny Barlow has aged extremely well, and I think the submission game that he represents is going to be a little bit of a problem as well, right? Like, he's got 7 wins by submission. That is a lot of submissions. 2 out of his last 3 wins were by submission, right? 3 out of his last 4 wins were by submission. So the dude is definitely able to go out there and get it done in very, very crafty ways. And in many ways, he's a crafty veteran in the game. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. I think it's probably going to be fire. Speaking of fire, what up, Juice? How we doing, brother? The juice is loose. My guy.
Jeez, well, what up, RJ? Great to see you, Jay. Come on now.
Hope you're having a great night, man. You came at the right time. We are talking about the fights and watching the rest of this good old NFL game, my guy. So the next fight that we have is, again, another interesting fight. One that I kind of back and forth flip-flop just a little bit on, but I digress. It is a bout between Houdini, Harry Hardwick, and Kaue Fernandes in the lightweight division. The more I see of Harry Houdini Hardwick, the more I like. The guy's an absolute beast. He hasn't lost a fight since his loss to Richie Smullen in 2020 back in Bellator, back before they even became PF Bellator. I like Harry Hardwick in this one, man. I think he should be able to come out here, create a bit of distance between him and his opponent. And I don't know, man. I've got a weird, sneaky feeling he possibly comes out here and gets it done via finish. Kid is game. The kid is strong, and he's very well-rounded. 6 wins by decision, 4 by submission, 3 by TKO. And he's only ever lost 3 times, 2 times by decision and 1 time by submission. His opponent, Kaue Fernandes, has done well enough in the UFC, right? But, wins over Muhammad Yahya and Guram Kutateladze, especially as of recently, haven't really aged super duper well, in my opinion. And he did get beat by Mark Diakese. Got out wrestled by him. I think Houdini should probably be able to go out here and establish a bit of a wrestling onslaught and then look to piece him up on the feet whenever he's worried about the takedowns. So give me Houdini in this one. I'm taking is he the dog? I think he's the dog, right?
Yep, Houdini is the dog here at plus 142 as we lie here Thursday night. Was it 8:33 PST?
Taking the dog, baby.
Hey, I like it, brother. I like your moves. And, I would say this one scares me a little bit, though I do think Houdini, Hardwick, is definitely a good dog to pick. The fact that he's taking on 5 days notice scares me a little bit. He's a featherweight going up here, fighting at lightweight, which can potentially pay well from a speed perspective. But Kaue Fernandes is a legit lightweight, so the overall strength and just the focus coming out the full camp, I think, is probably why the Brazilian here, Mr. Fernandes, is the Ben favorite at minus 170. But I'm hoping for a proper scrap. Like you said, Houdini is someone that has a lot of hype and has done really well. And there's probably a reason why he got the call for the fight, and then 2, freaking accepted it. Again, less than a week's notice. It's funny. I'm like trying to look up. I don't know how old he is. I think short of not knowing how old the guy is, I assume maybe he's similar age to his opponent, but
same age. They're both 30 years of age.
Okay, great. Because on Tapology and ESPN both, I'm like, why is it just nowhere to be found?
He has no date of birth.
He is an enigma. So could be 30, could be 55, could be 19, I guess. But no, I do think Harry is a good dog. However, if I had to pick, I'm staying away from it. But if I had to, I probably would just lean the Ben favorite here. Just 5 days notice scares me. But Houdini is known to pull out some magic and do things that we haven't seen before. So who am I to disagree? Now you see me, now you don't. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I just need a bowl of smoke when I do that. And shout out Juice, bro. Balling up right now, halftime. He'll be in and out of the chat, bro. Hope you have a great game. Hope you enjoy it. And we appreciate you checking in, brother. Hope you enjoy the UFC card. And if you come back on the rewatch, we appreciate you. And hope you enjoy the rest of the episode then, big guy. Yeah, I mean, I'll stay away from this one from a betting perspective. I'll be honest with you. But I have to make picks for the underdogs competition. I do need 3 dogs. So I think I might be leaning Harry Hardwick as one of my dogs this week. Let's see. Moving into the heavyweight division, we have a bout between Marcin Tybura and Ante Delija. Hey there, Delija. What's it like in Paris City?
Nice.
You're 1,000 miles away, but I bet the Eiffel Tower's pretty. Yes, I do. All right, guys, that's enough of that. So, Nano, how do you see this fight playing out, and why are we both going with Tybura?
Oh my gosh, I'm still laughing at that. Hey there, Delilah. That is a great song. Takes me back. Man, I mean, Marcin, another close one here. First and foremost, y'all, a lot of close odds in this fight. I think that just goes to show that we're going to have a really, really competitive Saturday morning of fights. So make sure y'all tune in. This is an interesting one. I'm leaning Marcin because I think we're homers. Like I said, we're loyal to the soil here on our UFC guys. We know what we're getting, though it may not be someone that's necessarily fighting for a title anytime soon. You know, you got a big grizzly son of a gun that's well-rounded and has been in there with the who's who's. My hesitation with an Ante Delija is that I just don't know. He is technically the favorite, minus 112 to minus 108. We're talking a fourth of 100th off. I mean, that's, again, couldn't be any closer without being identical. So that being said, I mean, what is Vegas seeing? I think when you turn on the tape and you look at Ante, I mean, man, what he did to that Renan Ferreira guy, the big 6'9" skyscraper that, essentially got mopped up by Ngannou. Still a talented big guy, right? I mean, so when I watched him fight, I saw someone that did have a good grappling, wrestling, just strong game. Like he does look like a proper heavyweight. To be honest, it's probably the trickiest division to call, to try to predict in the UFC, let alone like them coming over into the UFC, like from different, wherever you come from. I don't care. PFL, Bellator, one championship, your local circuit, shit, the NFL. Like you never freaking know what you're gonna get from these heavyweights. But that one thing I do know is that Mr. Tybura is always gonna step up to the plate and be an absolute dog. So you technically are getting him at dog odds. Maybe he's another one that you could throw in your underdog picks for the week because you got the cosign from your boy Jive Turkey here.
We'll see. Let's see if they're already up. Let's see here. They have Marcin Tybura as the favorite on these.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
He's got to update this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe a cross-reference a couple books, but that is as of now.
It's also saying I can't edit the file. What's happening? Am I getting sabotaged right now by Leroy?
Anarchy.
Fucking Leroy. Am I getting sabotaged right now?
He's watching. Are you watching right now, bro?
Brother, are you lurking right now in the chat? Fucking over there in Australia, mate. Fuck you doing over there, cunt. Fuck you doing.
Bloody hell.
Fucking cunt. You fucking cunt. Halftime with a great question here. Anomaly, are we sipping on some whiskey this early on Saturday morning? This early on Saturday morning? Prelims, probably not. But I reserve the right to pour myself a few shots for the main card. Starts at noon. It's late enough.
Not a boy.
The fights are on. You know what I'm saying? We'll have already had breakfast. Possibly a little bit of lunch. Yeah, we're good to go. And the main card is a fucking banger of a main card. So, yeah. I'm definitely not watching Modi B versus Paul Craig, Benny St. Denis versus Mauricio Rufy, and Nasruddin Imavov versus Kaue Borralho without a drink in my hand at some point in time. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
what up, Lane? Hope you're having a great night.
Lane.
Are we watching the Eagles kick the Cowboys' ass? I mean, they're up by 4. Okay, relax. But yeah, I'm sadly watching it. I've got Dak Prescott as one of my quarterbacks in one of my fantasy leagues. It's not a good night, Lane.
I was going to say, I'm watching CeeDee Lamb, I'm watching Jalen, I'm watching Devontae, AJ, all of the fantasy football players, but glad to be watching foosball again.
Saquon.
Saquon.
Jesus Christ, that guy. I mean, you want to talk about an anomaly.
Oh, yeah, he's one of
That's the one,
those
bro.
guys are Saquon.
But you know what? I was iffy on drafting him this year because he's on the cover of Madden.
You know what that means.
We know what that means.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even if he has a good season, it'll only be the first half. You know what I mean? That's how that curse works.
And if he isn't cursed, then he's, as we say, the anomaly.
The anomaly. I mean, hey, he could be the first one to beat the curse. Lane needs one more touchdown from Saquon. You know what, Lane? I hope you get it.
Could happen. They're getting the ball back.
Texas was always my Nana's team. They're definitely not my team. So we'll see. It's like, dude, I've always said this. The cursed EA cover. Because it started off as the Madden curse, and then literally it became the EA curse because it just transferred to other games.
It's
like John Jones, Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor × 2. Fucking Alex Pineda. Jorge Masvidal. Izzy.
Volk.
Like the only person that it didn't affect was Khabib. He was already retired. And they did like the digital release cover.
By default, yeah. Yep. Every year. I mean, yeah, in Madden, the football version of that, I think it goes all the way back to like the year 2000. And it's not hyperbole.
Yeah.
It's like almost every year. Not that like they get injured, but there's like big regression or something happens.
Or legal issues.
Yeah.
Look at you, Michael Vick.
There you go. Prime example. Michael Vick. That was one of my favorite Maddens. Ray Lewis next year. I think he
was a cheat code in Madden, bro.
Megatron got in trouble. Like there's all these. AP got hurt. Adrian Peterson.
How about last year?
McCaffrey.
Thank you.
It's rough out here.
Dude, Mary's sister drafted him first in our fantasy league, and I literally typed in the chat and I was like, "You're gonna get hit by the Madden curse." And then was it like 2 weeks in? She literally texted me and she's like, "Fuck you."
I just am letting you know.
It's like, bro, I try to warn you. Like, you guys never listen to me when I say shit like this. Think of it like wearing the tinfoil hat or something. Halftime, since you called out whiskey, I went ahead and poured up a shot. Figured I had to. Felt like it was right time.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're getting into some real bangers right now. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we're both going Marcin Tybura on this one. I can't get him on the dog competition right now because he's technically a favorite, but you know what? It's still Team Fuck Leroy. And we move forward into the light heavyweight division as we do this shot. Cheers, folks. If you're drinking, drink with us. If not, that's fine. We appreciate you spending this beautiful Thursday evening with us. You could be anywhere in the world and you're right here with us. So cheers to that. Let's fucking go. Oh, my guy's pouring one up too. Let's get it, brother.
Couldn't let you do it alone, my bro.
That ain't how we do it, bro. That ain't how we do it. Now, this next bout takes place in the light heavyweight division. It is a bout between Oumar Sy and Brendson Ribeiro, which I've got to be honest with you. He might not be the best light heavyweight fighter of all time, but he might have one of my favorite names to say out loud. Brendson Ribeiro is just such a fun name to say, dude. Such a fun name to say.
Did you say it well?
I thank you. I appreciate it. I've listened to John Anik say it many times. So trying to mimic the guy that I want to sound like, right? Now all that name compliment to say he's dead in the water, bro. I think Oumar Sy is going to go out there and just do bad things to him. Of course, both men, worth noting, are coming off of losses, right? Oumar Sy coming off of a loss to Alonzo Menefield, and Brendson Ribeiro coming off of a loss to Azamat Murzakanov. Look, I think Oumar Sy is better. I think he's the better fighter. I think he's stronger. And I genuinely think the couple of inches that he hasn't reached, he's going to use those. He's going to land an overhand right, just over the top, uncork it. And bad things are going to happen, man. Bad things are going to happen. So I'm going with Oumar Sy. He is a heavy favorite, I believe, as of right now. Yeah. Minus 455. Not going to be betting on this one, folks. Going to stay the fuck away from this one. But hey, going to enjoy it. And I feel like I'm putting my mouth on the right guy, even if I'm not putting my money there. No, who you got in this one? Is it Oumar Sy as well?
Well said, well said. Yeah, I'm not going to go against the grain here, especially when it's that steep of a hill to climb. It's got to be Oumar Sy. I mean, the guy's an absolute stud. He's talented. He has the look. That was an interesting, kind of a head-scratching loss. It was a nail-biter. It was close, kind of a grindy-windy fight. A lot of clinch work. Alonzo, who was ranked, did just enough, but the eyeball test felt to me like Oumar was just busier, did more, but it was just a weird fight. But a loss on the record still, right? So you do got to go out there. You got to keep stacking wins. You got to do something special. And I do think something special might happen on Saturday. I do think he has the ability to go out there and put away his opponent. I like Brendson, like you said, not just for the name and that he's Brazilian, but it just, unfortunately, I don't know if it's one of those things. He's just too tough for his own good, man. He's answering every call, and he has looked great at times. But like you mentioned during your breakdown as well, most recently got knocked out. He's right back in there against another guy with heavy hands and vicious intentions. And again, this knockout was only a couple months ago. It's just, I worry when you see young fighters there in their 20s continuing to stack up losses like that, vicious KOs. But that's the name of the game. He's good. He's, borderline great, and has shown glimpses of the makings to be somebody. It's just one of those things, it's like when you score high on like that litmus test, and now, nope, you're leveled up, and that's that's where you are now. You can't go back down to the minor leagues. It doesn't really work like that. Though I would love to see him just get thrown a couple bones. Because like you said, I think he's a great fighter. Talented, has good striking, has a jiu-jitsu in his back pocket. But back to the reason why Oumar Sy is a heavy favorite. It's just he's too gosh darn explosive and well-rounded and patient. Again, he lost to Alonzo, but it was a decision. So he has the ability to go full 15 if and when. And that's how he's going to get it done. I would say if y'all are going to try to bet it, maybe you bet him to go out there and find that finish, or maybe you do a round first, second, potentially third. But I could see it being sooner rather than later here, just on both their styles. That's my 2 cents, y'all. Take it to the bank.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you want to bet Oumar's side to get it done by knockout, you can bet him at plus 225 right now. So
not bad.
Like pretty juiced up odds, not terrible. Hell, we might take those odds.
We might take our own advice.
We might take those odds. I mean, we could also just double down, do like a unit on him to win by knockout, and then a unit on him to win by submission at plus 185. How does that shake out?
That can be done.
Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, we put 2 units in. Worst case scenario, we walk out with 2.85. Best case scenario, we walk out with 3.25. So we're still up like 1.25 units or 0.85 units. That's not a bad play.
Much better than minus 450, where you're just not really getting much bang for the buck there.
Yeah, I don't love any of that. I'll be honest with you. Anytime the odds are like over the minus 200 mark, it's tough to convince your boy to lean out on a ledge, especially betting mixed martial arts, the most volatile betting there is, right? So with that being said, we'll go on and move into the featherweight division for a bout between William Gomis and Robert Ruchala. 27 years of age for Robert Ruchala, coming in against the 28-year-old William Gomis. 5'7" for Robert against a 6' tall Gomis. 72 inches of reach versus 73 inches of reach. Fairly close here. I like Gomis, man. I like Gomis a lot. We've talked about this guy before on the show, and he just looks good, dude. But Robert Ruchala is definitely not going to be a walk in the park by any means. But at the same time, with William Gomis, the Jaguar, right, coming off of a loss to Hyder Emil, and it was a very closely contested bout, a split decision I thought he very well could have won. I got to think Gomis is going to go out here and look to not only get a comeback win, but get a really impressive one. So give me Gomis and give me him basically any way he wants it. So I'm taking Gomis in this one. It's fairly obvious. Nano, how do you see this one going? And also shout out Tico Tech and Matua. What's up, guys?
Hey,
glad to see you in the chat.
Let's go. Great to see you.
Guram Kutideladze is my favorite name to say. That's a great name as well.
Yeah, great time to jump in. That is a great name to say. Honestly, one of the best. I'll have to think of some other names, but y'all definitely have pinpointed 2 of the best. But no, I mean, listen, Oumar Sy, William Gomis, both these guys are from Francois. They are both Frenchmen, and they are fighting in their backyard. So a little bit extra home field advantage there. Want to make sure I made that be known. But I'm right there with you, brother. I think styles make fights here. This is going to be a really interesting one, but it's probably going to be on the ground, and that is not my area of expertise. Okay, I do not know what is going on down there. It's like trying to read Mandarin. So I'll refrain from trying to give you a more thorough breakdown, short of just saying, hey, tune in. It's going to be a great fight. But William Gomis is definitely somebody that is somebody out here. He's proven in the UFC, which is the cream of the crop. Though I do like the guy here representing Poland and Robert Ruchala. Ruchala, I don't know. The last name threw me off a little bit because it has like a little line through the L, which looks like it could be a T. I'm not sure. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I do apologize, Robert, double R. But I do like his style as well. Like, I do think he can pose some threats with the jiu-jitsu. Dude is slippery. It's like a little snake down there. That's why I do think it's going to be a fun stylistic matchup. How it plays out from there, couldn't predict much more than William Gomis getting his hand raised, and that's what matters here. Let's go. And speaking of hand raised and big dogs in the chat, making the walk. Great to see you. Gomis, sneaky good fighter with the amazing nickname. Well said. Couldn't agree more.
Jaguar, my guy. Love seeing you in the chat, Jax. Hope you're having a great night, my guy. Looking forward to seeing you in Texas in the coming months, my guy. Yeah, I mean, I think Gomis basically takes this fight any way he wants to. He should be able to go out here and do just about anything he wants with it. Speaking of going out there and doing just about anything you want, man, this next fight, the featherweight opener of the main card, feels like the UFC are trying their damnedest to give this man a chance to continue to go and continue to grow inside the promotion. right? To keep on going and keep on growing, as we say here. We're talking about a Patricio Pitbull, and they're pairing him against Losene Keita, which, look, I'm not saying Losene Keita, the Black Panther, is at all a pushover or a slouch. The guy is tough. He is tough as nails, but I just don't think that he's quite on the level of Patricio Pitbull. And his only hope in this match, in my opinion, is to go out here and get a knockout on Patricio Pitbull. Otherwise, he's going to go out there and get outpointed and get drug into a decision win. Look, man, give me Pitbull in this one. I like Pitbull to go out here and get it done. I think the experience is going to be too much. And the fact that you can get him at plus 180 right now, whew, oh, I'm ready to be hurt again, Nano. I'm putting a unit on him.
You're betting against the Black Panther, huh?
I know. What kind of shit is that?
You tell me. You tell me, man. I can't make sense of it.
What kind of joke was that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Well, I would say it was loud in here, but I think it's just the crowd vibranium. Am I right? Oh, sorry. I butchered that one, but we'll keep it going, y'all.
That was good. That was good.
We're trying here, y'all. Okay. It's a
the effort was there, bro.
There's no Ghost Riders, okay? It's all off the top. Freestyling for y'all, man. But no, this is an interesting one. I just am unfamiliar with the game of this Losene. Okay, I do like what I've seen though from Mr. Losene, and I may need Visine sometimes, but not right now. I do see clearly why he is the slight favorite here, and I think a lot of it has to do with the youth. I typically don't lean this way, but to try to get you on my side here on the side of the fountain of youth, we got 11 years difference. He's on a win streak. He's done a lot of great things in his career thus far, and I think a lot of it has to do with his talent, his athleticism, his strength, like his ability to put it all together. He's going to have a little bit of a height. I don't know about the reach advantage or not, to be determined there, but when you look at the style, I guess the big thing I'm questionable on here is how's he going to look in the grappling. We do know Patricio Pitbull can strike, can knock you out, but he's also a hell of a grappler. If he needs to, he has that in the arsenal. Oh man, I'm just taking the youth. I'm taking the young buck here, the 27-year-old. I may regret it, and I don't know if it's just because I feel like we've been agreeing too much, y'all. So keep that in mind. Me and this guy to the left of me have just been on the same boat. I'm hopping out briefly. I'll probably get back on. But like Alex Pips mentioning here, he's interested to see Keita as well. Pitbull's 37, 38 now. Yeah, he's on the back nine there.
He's 38, yeah.
So all those reasons is why I'm leaning.
And I don't want to even admit to it, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it out loud. There is a 5-inch reach advantage for the guy you're backing. Yeah.
It's a lot. But doesn't help it from a grappling perspective. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely helps Patricio in that realm, and he's used to it. I mean, let's be honest. He's been fine long enough. I don't think he's ever had any type of height advantage against any opponent, besides maybe Michael Chandler. So should be just fine looking up at his opponents. He's used to this one.
Poor Chandler stays catching strays, brother.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. We'll see you at the top.
Don't be sorry. We'll see him at the top. Get your affairs together. Get back in the octagon.
Please.
We'll see you at the top, Conor McGregor. Speaking of seeing someone at the top, will we ever see either of these gentlemen at the top? Coming into the welterweight division, we have Axel Sola coming in against Rhys McKee. Man, oh man, Rhys McKee. That's a name. That's a name I haven't heard in many, many years. Skeletor. The dude came out here and made his debut on short notice against Khamzat Chimaev. You probably forgot about it because you only saw him for 3 minutes and 9 seconds before he got finished. And then he came out there and lost a unanimous decision win to Alex Morono. He then got booted from the UFC, strung together 3 back-to-back-to-back wins in Cage Warriors, 129, 140, and 153 to get brought back into the UFC, only to lose not once but twice again back-to-back to Anje Lusa and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Chokwani. And he finally ended up getting a win over Daniel Frunza via doctor stoppage in between the first and second round as of late. That was April of this year. Standing across from him, though, is Axel Sola. 10 0-1 with 5 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, 4 wins by decision. And the dude's riding quite the win train, right? He has not had a loss since his amateur career, and that was back in 2019. Had his first loss and then decided to go pro, hasn't lost since. Had 1 majority decision draw against Dagir Imavov. I don't know if maybe he's related to Nasruddin Imavov, but he definitely could be. He kind of looks just like him. I'll be completely honest with you. And he has a great nickname too. His nickname is Speknas. Yeah, sick. Right. So anyways, going back to this, I just think this kid fighting out of Aries FC, Axel Sola, the guy that none of us have really heard of, he might be able to come out here and surprise a lot of people, but he's not going to surprise Vegas. He's currently sitting at a minus 135 favorite. I think those odds are probably appropriate. I just think Rhys McKee has not been super impressive to me. He seems like a fighter that's never really found his style 100%, right? So looking forward to the fight. I do think it's going to be a bit of a banger, but I also feel like Skeletor might be in a bit over his head, and it might just look like he's out there fighting He-Man on the night.
By the power of Grayskull.
You know what I'm saying? Nano, what you got on this one?
I do know exactly what you're saying, brother. And I do think that Mr. Rhys McKee is also knowledgeable of what you're saying. He's been in this predicament before. He's been in front of a dominant wrestler as an opponent, an undefeated opponent. Just think back to no further than a Khamzat Chimaev way back when on his rise during COVID, one of the many victims, one of the many souls snatched that the werewolf was able to collect along the way here to his now championship status. But Rhys McKee, man, yeah, just can't catch a break. We got another guy here, Axel Sola, representing France in his backyard here. He's going to have the home field advantage, and I do think this is probably going to end up being his coming out party. Though I typically like the savvy UFC veteran, Rhys is a guy that it's hard for me to really have a lot of confidence in. Though he can beat opponent, he has wins in the UFC. He can beat people, but not when you have a true specialist in the grappling wrestling game and against really elite talent. He has a hard time. So I'm taking the young buck here in Axel, 27 years old. Again, 10-0 record with 1 draw. He's new to the UFC, but he's not new to the skill set and the variety of striking he'll come in with. But I do think the wrestling is what we're going to see as the difference maker here for Mr. Axel. And how do you not want to bet on someone that's just named Axel Sola? I mean, that's just, dude was made for the big time. I love that name. And I do love his style. I think he's going to be a great fighter. You mentioned we see him. We'll be talking about it much more coming down the road. Mark my words.
Yeah, man, with a name like that, you're either going to end up being a professional fighter or a Twisted Metal character, right? So I'm glad that he became the latter. So I just think he does really well in this fight. I went back and watched some tape on him, and I feel like stylistically he matches up really well against a Rhys McKee who constantly utilizes his range and reach to his advantage, but usually leaves his hands a bit low for my liking. I think he's going to end up getting hit in the body, and it's going to make his hands drop even lower. And then he's going to just start eating up top during this fight. Halftime 93 said, McKee also looked good at UFC 317, but you just can't trust the dude. Parlay buster of a scrap, but who knows? 100% agree, bro. 100% agree. Alex Pip said, could Pitbull move up to lightweight for Chandler Pitbull 3? I'd love that. I think that's a fight that makes the most sense. Lane said, I don't trust Gomis, Jax, but agree on the nickname. Dude, I can 100% agree, Lane, or 100% understand, Lane. And Juice Man said, damn, I got balled up, unfortunately. The juice ain't got the juice. Let's talk fights. That's okay, bro. They don't want to see the juice get loose tonight.
Yep, it's all good. There's always
and we're ready for it.
Yep, that's right.
You saved somebody's ego tonight, bro. They got touched by an angel. You feel me? So we'll move on into the lightweight division for a bout between Bellagioki. Coming in against Mason Jones. I don't know why I went kind of New York. Bellagioki, my guy, Bellagioki. You're talking to my guy all wrong here. You haven't met my dude, Bellagioki. He's a son of a bitch, this guy. Bellagioki, all right? Bellagioki, 29 years of age, coming in here with the same height and damn near the same reach as his opponent. There's a 1-inch reach differential here. Mason Jones. My goodness, this guy. He is another dude that is a bit of a parlay buster, in my opinion, right? He's somebody that when you bet on him, I mean, in my experience, he's let me down. When you bet against him, in my experience, he's let me down. So this is a tough one to pick for me, right? I picked him when he was fighting Ludovic Klein. He let me down. I picked him when he was fighting Mike Davis. He let me down. I picked against him when he was fighting David Onama. He let me down. Like, continually. I picked against him when he fought Jeremy Stevens recently. He let me down. Jeez Louise. By he, I mean Jeremy Loheathan Stevens. And for those of you that just got into the sport as of like a year ago, I know you're probably thinking, who the fuck is that guy? But you should look him up. Loheathan's a fucking little legend, is what he is. Mason Jones, the Dragon, is also a legend. But I got to go with the Zulu Warrior here, man. I don't know why. My gut is telling me the man's going to come out here and put hands on him. He went out there and got the unanimous decision over Michael Aswell. He got gillied by Chris Duncan. Don't be silly, jump the Gilly, a man who trains with the Gilly Goose Gang himself, Dustin Poirier. We all knew Chris Duncan was going to win that fight. Okay? But what he did to Timmy Kwamba right after his Contender Series fight was probably his most impressive kind of showing, because he was eating damage, but he came back in a war of attrition in that bout. So I like him in this one over Mason Jones, but at the same time, I am not going to be betting this one because I could be completely fucking wrong. In fact, there's a chance that in the next 5 minutes I change and flip to Mason Jones. I've gone back and forth on this one. Yeah, Mason did beat Stevens, unfortunately. Yeah. Smash that like button. Come on, y'all. Let's fucking go. Appreciate you, Juice. Mason Jones is the parlay buster. 100,000 fucking %. I'm not putting him on any parlays this weekend. It's not happening. I'm not falling for that trap again, Satan. Not today. Nano, what do you think, man? Because I'm with Alex here. I think this was a toss.
I was just going to say, yeah, it's probably a perfectly timed comment there. It's a very close one. I'm leaning Mason Jones. I think there's something to the kid here. He's got some moxies, I like to say. But really, when you look at the striking, I think he does a good job of staying within himself. Even though he's called the Dragon, he's relatively cool, calm, collected in there. But he's, and again, it's hard when you're not necessarily doing a lot of this in the UFC, though he did have a good win over Jeremy Stevens, which, I mean, you know, Jeremy Stevens, a 2025 Jeremy Stevens is not somebody that you can still hold the same kind of namesake value, or it doesn't have that same notoriety, or it's just simply not the same, right? You told me this maybe 5-10 years ago. I'm like, oh wow, I mean that's something, right? Connor days, right? Who the fuck is this guy? Even around that time, it is, you know who that guy is. Back to Mason Jones though, man. I mean, the kid's a stud. He's dropping dudes with just his jab. I am curious to see how Balaji Oki comes out here. I do think he's talented as all get out, but sometimes it's like, you know, the fight he's fighting internally in between the ears is where he's really got to win. He's got to stay locked in, can't get too reckless. You got to listen to your coaches, and with someone like a Mason Jones, you just simply can't make a mistake. The dude's 16-2, has not lost in a number of years. So, and again, I mean, you see what Chris Duncan was able to do. I think if you're Mason, you may try to take some of that, though you're kind of more known for your knockout and your punching abilities. As long as, you know, I don't know. I could see this being fireworks, right? This could potentially be fight of the night if both guys have enough chin to go out there and take. Uh-oh.
There he is. He's back.
Some relative mic issues here. Hopefully I'm coming back in. But give me give me Mason Jones. Give me Mason Jones here.
All right, now we're back on track, or off track, as we say, betting against each other, which we like. Gives a little bit of extra discourse in the chat. With that, we move into the light heavyweight division for a bout between Modi B, Modestas Bukauskas, coming in against Paul Craig. This is going to be an interesting fucking match. I mean, you know I got to go with the Baltic Gladiator, friend of the show. I think this is a fun matchup, man. I think it's a fun matchup. And also, I mean, like, it just, Paul Craig is one of these guys that's just tough to bet on, right? He puts himself in bad situations constantly, overly relies on his jiu-jitsu, and Modestas Bukauskas is a real son of a bitch out there. He's somebody that has improved every single time he makes that walk, I think. And this is going to be no different. I think we're going to see the best version of Modestas Bukauskas, and I think halftime is onto it right here. Modestas Bukauskas is a lock, boys, question mark? I think so, man. I think he might be one of the locks of the card here. And he's minus 355 for a reason, right? Under 1.5 is plus 114. I don't think it ends that quick. Let's see. What are the alternative rounds here? Alternative total rounds for this one are under 2.5 is minus 200. Over 2.5 is plus 145.
It's tough. I mean,
it's tough. I might be staying away from this one for a betting perspective.
Yeah, just looking at Paul Craig's track record. I mean, some RNCs. I mean, he was able to weather the storm from Kaue, but he did end up getting finished. So, how heavy of a puncher is Modestas going to come out there? How aggressive is he going to be, knowing that Paul Craig still does pose a lot of those threats? My initial gut was going to say take the under, but like you said, man, we're big fans of Paul Craig around here. And though I do think Modestas is finally getting to a point where he's grown into his own. Dude, I was watching some of his old fights, man. What Khalil Roundtree did to him should be a sin. But the fact that he's able to bounce back, from the ups and downs and just, the nastiness, the ugliness of this game, can't help but root for him. However, I do see this. Yeah, frankly, I see Modestas getting his hand raised, but will I be surprised if Paul Craig, the hype train killer, the prospect demolisher, go out there and take care of business? He could do it, and I'll be rooting for him as always. But I think Modestas is the Ben favorite and one of the heaviest favorites for a reason.
Yeah, we're back. We're back to being on the same boat here. Yeah, it's Modi B all day for this guy. And am I betting on it? No, he's too heavy of a favorite for my liking as far as a betting standpoint goes. We move into the co-main event of the evening, which is a lightweight bout between Benny St. Denny, a.k.a. Benny from the block, a.k.a. BSD, a.k.a. Benoit Saint-Denis, coming in against Mauricio Rufy, a.k.a. the fucking pirate himself, One Piece, the stretchy man. Possibly the most creative man in mixed martial arts currently. The modern day Zabit Magomed Sharipov. The dude is so clever on the feet. It's nice to see. It's nice to witness. And I agree here with making the walk. Paul Craig might be past his sell-by date. 100%. Alex said, getting late for me. Y'all have a good night. Like, subscribe, and stop window shopping. Brother, appreciate you, Alex. Have a great rest of the night. We appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a great day tomorrow at work. That chin's been exposed. Vintage McGregor style finish for the boy Rufy. 100%, bro. I love Dustin Poirier. He's my favorite fighter of all time. If Dustin's able to go out there and get a finish on him at this age and this point in his career, Mauricio Rufy is going to do bad things to him, I think. I'm glad I got Rufy on the fantasy this season because I think he's going to rack up quite a bit of points for your boy on Saturday. Nano, tell the people who you have and why is it Rufy?
For all the reasons you mentioned. I mean, the guy is, I wasn't say basically a certified killer, but I think he was literally a paid mercenary of some sort in Brazil. So the guy knows violence and he fights like it. I mean, the dude is unweathered in there. He is cool, calm, collected. And it's really, as I was watching just like his full highlights earlier, I'm doing laundry, just kind of have it on the background, but you just can't help but get mesmerized by the flow he has in there, the stage presence, like his ability to really own the octagon, keep his opponents where he wants them to be. His defense is on point. His striking is elite. I mean, you mentioned some names. I mean, frankly, it feels like an easy cop-out, but there are a lot of similarities, and you see some early McGregor. You see some featherweight Conor McGregor in there. his ability to flow. He's kind of that natural southpaw, but he can fight from both stances. How do you not like the kid, right? How do you not like the guy for everything he's done, everything the Fighting Nerds have been doing? This feels like, again, another coming out party. He's going to finally beat a Frenchman, though, it is going to be probably a really, really strong night for a lot of the talent out there. I think all it's missing is Surreal Gone, to be honest. But, yeah, man, this is going to be the Fighting Nerds day or night, I guess, out there. But I would, I'm not going to root against them and the boys. I just think they're really doing some special things right now. And stylistically, like you mentioned, I think he's patient enough to potentially stretch this fight out longer, right? Like, may not be seeking the first round finish because he's going to be disciplined. And Benoit is probably not going to fall into the trap too early. But it won't take much more than one good flurry from our boy Mauricio to go out there and have another special moment. And then once he does that, it's, just exciting to see what the break or what the call out's going to be and who he wants next. But he is right on the cusp of having some big moments here in the UFC and potentially some gold wrapped around his waist. Now, I don't know if that's too far, but I mean, it's something we all want to see. So till then, he's got a tough matchup. He's got a tough guy in BSD, Benny 3 names, Benny from the block. But I do think that Mauricio is going to take the block off him here. And I think it's Mauricio by finish, if I'm being honest.
I agree, man. I think Mauricio inside the distance is probably the right play on this one. And I'm with you, too, when it comes to the fight call-outs. I think they're going to be fun. And I also think you're not being, too rich for my blood when you're talking about title aspirations already, because he's probably 1 or 2 fights realistically away from that happening. And could you imagine the scenes of him versus Ilia Topuria? Toro, stand your fucking base. Bro, that's a fucking fight. That's a banger of a fight, bro. And honestly,
huge.
I don't know how I see it going, bro. I mean,
that's
Rufy's an interesting cat.
Yeah, haven't really seen him hurt. It's like, yeah, you want to see both guys, and yeah, it sells itself. As
Making the Walk said, it is hard being a Cowboys fan. Lane said they continually embarrass themselves.
Yeah, the trade with Mika and all that, everything about it's been rough. As a Raider fan, I get it. Trust me.
As I said, no, Dak, we need an interception. I have Dak in one of my fantasy teams. It's the only reason I'm cheering for the Cowboys right now. That being said, we move into the main event here, folks. It is a middleweight banger between Nassourdine Imavov coming in against Caio Borralho. Holy fucking smokes. What a banger. This one has title contender fight written all over it. As long as one man goes out there and wins in impressive fashion, he will likely be fighting for a belt next. Nano, who do you think it is that gets their hand raised on Saturday, and how do you see them getting it done?
This is a fun one, y'all. This is why we all tuned in, right? We got the main event of the evening. Nassourdine Imavov, the guy that beat our boy Izzy Adesanya in shocking fashion, in my opinion, going up against somebody that feels like he's at the right place at the right time. You want to talk about swinging a hot bat. You want to talk about really earning his shot brick by brick, getting denied by Dana on the Dana White Contender Series, earning his way back, fighting in the light heavyweight division just to showcase that I'm about this shit. Training and beating all the who's who's. I mean, his trajectory, it's been pretty flawless for Caio Borralho, Mr. Natural, and it makes sense. I mean, the kid's smart, literally, like he's book smart. Obviously, help to find or create the Fighting Nerds. How do I see it going, my brother? I see a lot of violence for as long as it lasts. I see some great striking. I think this will be a true masterclass, but I do think Caio will find a way to edge it out over the 25 minutes. I do like Nassourdine a lot, and I do think in a 3-round fight, I may feel a little different, but going the distance, having that gas tank and that true dog to you, and frankly, the ability to wrestle and really take control of the fight at any point, I think it's Caio, man. Like, his striking is on point as well. He could take some strikes. I mean, he was able to go the full distance with the Jared Cannonier, who I don't care how old he is. He's got some of the hardest punches in the whole division. Nasruddin, I mean, man, he can shock me. He can come out here and he can put a hurting on anybody, right? I mean, I guess he has been posed, like he's been challenged in the grappling, in the clinch, but there's something about Kaue that he has that pedigree. I mean, he trains with Khamzat. He's confident enough. He's taken the backup fight. He's called out Dricus. Like, he not just calling a shot, but he's earned it, you know, and I think he is truly the hype. And the other thing I wanted to mention too, like, people are talking about how the weight cut was stupid, and I guess they being Nasruddin saying like, oh, like, yeah, I let him do that, like, that's stupid of him. Sure, in some ways. I mean, you know, it's not totally easy to make the weight, but at the same time, like, someone that is truly locked in to that extent and training every day and have been training as if you're going to go fight for a championship, like, that is a hungry dog that I don't want to come across in the middle of the forest, if you catch my drift here. That is somebody that I'd be afraid of, and if I'm just picking fighters, I want the guy that has that mentality versus the latter. Seems a little prima donna. Maybe that's old school, maybe that's yeah, well, either way, I'm the one with the microphone, and I can say whatever I want, and that's how I feel. But talk to me, my brother. I mean, I see Kaue finding a way to get it done. I think it's going to be close, but I think Kaue is special, and I do think that if all is equal, then he'll find a way to edge it out with the grappling and wrestling. But how do you feel about this one, brother?
Well, great breakdown as always. Some of the things you mentioned, like the win over Jared Cannonier, no matter how old he is, aging well for Kaue Borralho. I got to say, Imavov finished Jared Cannonier 3 fights ago, just last year, before Borralho did. And Borralho took him to a decision. Nasruddin's last 4 wins alone are better than any win Kaue has in his entire career. Roman Dolidze, Jared Cannonier, Brennan Allen, Israel Adesanya, and he finished 2 out of 4 of those people. I like Kaue. He's on my fantasy team, and I regrettably have to say I don't think he wins this fight. I think Nasruddin goes out there and grapples him. I think he drags him into deep waters, and he likely ends up getting a finish. Matua said it best here. Borralho lost 2 rounds to Cannonier. Imavov didn't lose any rounds to him. He beat the fuck out of Cannonier for the 4 rounds that fight lasted. And it probably could have been and should have been stopped before then. John Dong said, what are 2023 BSD's chances against Prime Tony Ferguson? Prime Tony kills him. It's bad. It's bad what Prime Tony would do to him. Imavov beats the shit out of Kaue. Halftime said, I think the winner of De Ridder versus Fluffy gets the shot. I don't see either guy styling on each other. Maybe a boring decision between Kaue and Imavov. This is just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're wrong too, but you could definitely be right. I hope you're wrong, and I hope we see a banger, but you could definitely be right there, my friend. There's a lot of chances that this goes to a grindy decision win for Imavov, but I just think that Imavov does better in the pocket, and he has such better grappling. Matua said Kaue better get to wrestling. Imavov counters the jab very well with the combinations. And let's see what else we got here. Imavov gassed out against Allen, though. That is true, but Allen is a beast. He's an MMAnomaly. Telling you, he gets slapped on. This fight is not going to be boring. Thank you. I love a good, closely contested bout. Let's go. Is that an eagle? Are you doing shout out to the Eagles right now? Is that what's happening? That's fair. Pulling up late is better than not pulling up. What's up, fellas? What's up, Cross? Hope you're having a blessed night, my guy. Folks, if you're not already, do me a huge favor. Make sure you go on over after this episode to Making the Walk MMA as well as Crossover MMA. Give those guys a sub and check out their latest videos. They put out great content. If you like us, you'll love them, and they'll be super happy for having you stop on by. So, yeah. I mean, Kaue knocked Jared out twice. I mean, that's fair. He did hurt him pretty badly, right? But I digress. He still couldn't get the actual ref to come in there and stop the dang fight, right? So I'm pouring up one final shot here for the show, folks. Call it a show. No.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Folks, we appreciate you. CD Lamb shit the bed with 2 difficult missed catches. Man,
I know.
he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Rough.
And with me having Dak on one of my fantasy leagues was not a great night. He got me like 19 points instead of the projected 33. Not what you want to see, folks, but it's okay. It's still early. Still early. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a whiskey that Mary brought back from India called Indri. Triple cask aged. It is very strong. It is very strong whiskey, which is why I did not do a ton of shots tonight for the show. Just a few, folks. And with that, this is the final one. So cheers to you if you're drinking. Raise one up. We hope that you're drinking with us if you are drinking, and if you're not, that's fine too. Smoke, inhale a deep, fresh breath of oxygen. Whatever it is you're doing, do it with us. We appreciate you for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. Cheers.
Much appreciated to y'all. Shout out the chat. It's going to be a fun one, y'all. I'm excited.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this after the live, let us know how you're feeling in the comments. We go back, we read them. Your picks, any bets. And if any of them do hit, we'll shout you out here next week. Till then, like you said, man, can't wait. And, man, bonjour. Chocolez-vous. Let's go.
Bonjour.
The music is nice. The music might need to stay.
I just switched it up to another little Paris track I added. Yeah. I added these for the last Paris one we did. I think we did these for the watch along. Look, folks, that's it. That's the show. I know it's a bit shorter than usual, but hey, we're getting back into it. And we've been live a lot this week, or at least I have. So, hey, we appreciate you for stopping by. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And if you could do us a huge favor, again, like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. You know the drill. You know the deal. And if you do none of those things, that's fine too. I say it every episode, and I will continue to say it every episode. All that we really care and hope that you do is this. We ask that you keep on going, and we ask that you keep on growing. And we really hope we see you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.